The NFL has had a play the last several of years that the Philadelphia Eagles have obviously made mainstream that people and teams and fans have been really conflicted on, which is the Tush Push. Now, I'm a big, big believer. You do stuff with a purpose. Like people with power, people in positions where their words matter a lot, they do stuff with purpose. Whether you think that purpose is good, bad, evil, otherwise, it's all done with a purpose. The NFL has allowed the Tush Push because the reality of it is the Eagles being really good is good for the brand of the NFL. They're one of the premier franchises. And because they weren't the premier franchise and the Chiefs have been winning and Mahomes and the way it's looked and Josh Allen and Lamar, there's been these other premier franchises, premier players. You could kind of put it to the side. Like, nah, this is an ugly play, but they're not like the team everybody's watching every single weekend. That's not what all eyes are on the Tush Push. And last year, Saquon Barkley had 2,000 yards, and even though the Tush Push was obviously a prominent play for Philadelphia, they had Saquon Barkley, they had A.J. Brown, they have Jalen Carter on defense, all these different guys. Like, there were things to take away from it. Then we got to the game on Sunday. And I 1,000% believe Dean Blandino finally said, you know what? I want to speak with purpose. I want to use the bit of power that I believe I have, and I want to get this play all the way up out of here. Otherwise, why would you say not that? Because all the arguments against Tush Push are, is it fair? Well, they're the only team that runs it successfully. We saw the Bills try to run it. Didn't look very good. We saw Minnesota on Sunday Night Football try to run it. Didn't look very good. We've seen other teams throughout the league with mobile, big, strong, athletic quarterbacks try to run the Tush Push, and they have not been anywhere near as successful as the Philadelphia Eagles. It's like, is it fair? Yeah, there's an argument for it because they're the only team that's had success. And remember, there was a real thought process that the Tush Push was going to naturally die out once Jason Kelce retired. Because we viewed him as one of the greatest centers of all time and thought, you know what? Maybe this play's only great because he's there. He then retires, Tush Push keeps moving. Then is it safe? This has been the more easier to identify. Is it safe? Not really. But how many football plays are truly safe like that? It's a running play. Like, is a quarterback sneak really safe? The Kansas City Chiefs don't run quarterback sneaks anymore because Mahomes got hurt in year 2 or year 3 running a quarterback sneak. So it's like, is it safe? No, not really. But how many safe plays are you going to have involving your quarterback running the football in a short yardage situation? And we're not going to get rid of the option, say that's illegal and that's not safe for a quarterback. They can get lit up. So is it safe? No, not really. But it wasn't enough of a deterrent where we're like, okay, we got to kick it out of there. The last thing you can really go to say should a play be banned or not, and Dean Blandino, who, excuse me, I'm not going to try to read his mind, but in how he's felt about the Tush Push leading up to this point, but watching that game, when he gets called in multiple times, and it's for that play specifically, and he finally just goes, you know what, man? This play sucks. This play sucks to officiate. This play sucks to try to see what's going on. It's like, once Jalen falls underneath everybody, how do you know what happens? He's underneath a bunch of guys. Maybe he fumbles every play. You can't find out. The guys are offsides. It's like, yeah, but we've allowed, again, offsides, holding, offensive line penalties are always going to be contentious because you could call holding almost every single play. Some refs decide that, well, did it impact the play? Yes. Okay, we'll call it. No, we'll not. Like, if it's a run to the left and the right tackle holds, is that really a big deal? Or if it's a run to the right and the receiver on the left holds, is that really a big deal? No. And so they're watching this game, though, and Tom Brady himself, who's also kind of a part of this, he's like, man, they're jumping off sides all the time. And remember, and this is the other great thing, and this isn't necessarily cheating. But all NFL players, whether it's corners, offensive linemen, receivers, when it comes to hand gesturing, like as far as being handsy if you're a receiver or a corner, or being handsy if you're an offensive lineman, or trying to jump the snap count, all these guys try to get that little bit of it's a consensus. It's all like soft cheating, right? If I'm a corner and I can get away with a hold, guess what? I'm going to be extra handsy. If I'm an offensive lineman and they're not calling holding, I'm going to be a little extra grabby. Like, these things always happen. And so the Eagles going, you know what? They're not going to call it. Yeah, we're going to inch ourselves closer because everybody knows that we're running this play. This is what it looks like. It looks like this big old mess. And the guards were jumping. The centers above the lines. Like this is all stuff that's been happening. And because the play has been basically unstoppable anyway, does it really matter? And Blandino going, this is impossible to officiate. This isn't good football. They're jumping now like 50% of the time. And like Chris Jones said, Chris Jones had I thought some true, I hate giving Chiefs players compliments. Chris Jones is very honest. He's like, look, man, sometimes they call it, sometimes they don't. We watched the Chiefs all last year. What was our complaint? They're calling some things, they're not calling others. And everybody knows across the board, refs are going to make mistakes. They're humans, not that great. Again, Denver lost the game. If you want to say there was a bad call, fine. You shouldn't put yourself in that position anyway. But if you're going to, again, this is for Dean Blandino, and really Tom Brady could be thrown in this as well. They're using their power, their influence to say, hey, man, this sucks. You can't officiate it. You can't call it. It's always looked ugly. Like, what are we doing here? This doesn't feel like football. And so I think for the first time ever in the 4+ years that it's been a very prominent play, I think we might see the end of the Tush Push. Now, do I think they're going to try to emergency get rid of it before the season's over? No. I think they'll have it the remainder of the season. And I don't think the NFL wanted to, but both play. I think the voting, I don't think some of these other teams wanted to give the Eagles the credit of win the Super Bowl, and now we have to ban the Tush Push. Like, I think there is a lot of teams and a lot of owners, and you say this is dumb, but we've seen Jerry Jones, we've seen other owners be prideful, we've seen other GMs be prideful. We want to ban it when they haven't won, because we don't want them to feel like, oh, they won the Super Bowl and they had to take this play away from us, otherwise we'd win all the Super Bowls, we'd win all the games, et cetera, et cetera. So I think, why would he say that? I think Dean Blandino knew exactly what he was saying. I think he wanted to use his leverage, his power, the position he has in the NFL, and go, this is a bad play. We should not be allowing this. It's ugly. It's impossible to officiate. They're jumping the line. Like, I think that is the game, similarly to a few years ago with the Chiefs, and not that it really stopped him from doing it, but Jawan Taylor, who Chris Collinsworth called out that Chiefs, was it Chiefs-Lions or Chiefs-Ravens, and he's like, he's jumping off sides all the time. And that stuck, and he was getting called for him. Now, he was still jumping a bunch anyway. They haven't called a ton of them. It's kind of 50-50. But he put that tag on Jawan Taylor, and that's now something to look out for. So we're going to see the remainder of this season. Are we going to get rid of the Tush Push, or are we just going to start really cracking down the officiating aspect of it and go, hey, center, headings behind the line of scrimmage. Hey, guards, you can't jump. I'm going to flag you for false starts. Because if you start flagging them for false starts, you change the dynamic of that play entirely, because it works 99% of the time. 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. It's not a usable play on 3rd and 6, 4th and 6, which is where you'll be if you get flagged for false starts. So, why would he say that? I think he knows exactly why he said that. He took advantage of the power he had, the position he's in, and he said, look, I don't want to deal with this play anymore. It's dumb. It's impossible to officiate. Let's please move on. This is HardFoul Radio, closing statements when we come back. I mean, if you want to be a part of one of the coolest and most unique communities, don't forget to like and subscribe.